Welcome back. We are back live from the Italian pavilion at COP25 for this series of live interviews hosted by Connect for Climate in partnership with the Italian Ministry for the Environment, Land and Sea. Our next guest is Daniele Pernigotti, who is the Director of Carbon Footprint Italy. Welcome, Daniele.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here with us. And today with Daniele, we will talk about the carbon footprint of products. So first of all, I'd like to hear a little bit more about what Carbon Footprint Italy is and what the organization does.
Yes, Carbon Footprint Italy is a program operator for carbon footprint. Is a kind of body that is not new on the market, because the first program operator in this direction was created in 2008. It was in UK, in Japan, in Korea, and so on. But we just recently we established the new program operator in Italy, Carbon Footprint Italy. So the idea is to help the company to communicate their impact in connection with the product or the organization, because often the company work a lot to quantify this impact, but they don't have the tool, they don't have the capacity to show which kind of impact they have on the market. And this is very important to create the connection between the producer and the consumer.
And there is a strong connection, of course, between the climate impact of the production of the things we consume, also as citizens. I know that you developed the carbon footprint of product. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
You are too kind to say that I developed. I was only the chair of the working group responsible for the development of this standard, and it's a very important standard, as ISO 40067, and it's the standard describing the rules, specify the rules on how quantify all the GHG emission, greenhouse gas emission, in connection with the full life cycle for the product. So from the raw material, from the cradle, and transportation, production, use phase, and the end of life phase, so from the cradle to the grave, in order to have a final number, final figure representing the level of impact of this product in terms of climate change. And this is very interesting because it is a way to support the company to have this final number, but even to understand which particular phases are more crucial in terms of impact. We have some experience a few days ago with the presentation of a pharmaceutical company, KZ Pharmaceutical, that explained that they introduce a new propellant, new gases.
They were here with us.
Exactly,
we heard from them yesterday.
Because they discovered that the most important part of the impact was in connection with the use phase and the gas that they use it. So CFP, carbon footprint of product, is a way to support the company to identify which are the most effective area to introduce mitigation action and to reduce the impact of the product on climate change.
Absolutely. What is the situation at the international level, Daniele? Is there an equivalent of this standard that you just explained?
Yes, there were other standards on the market, but now ISO standard is the official one. It's the international standard. It's the standard produced by International Standard Organization. And this is very important because now we have a unique set of rules to define, to quantify the CFP. But from the other side, there are also international experience in terms of program operator. I mentioned before that the first program operator was established in 2008, and now we are seeing a lot more country developing program operator. One is in Costa Rica, for example, that will be presented tomorrow here in the Italian pavilion, and another country from South America. And also it's interesting to note that some countries are introducing some way the mandatory requirement for carbon footprint. Is the case of the Catalonian government. They produce a new law in this direction. And there are other important initiatives in terms of carbon footprint of organization, in this case, like Grenelle 2 in France.
Wonderful. Daniele, what is the link between the industry? First of all, how was the reaction of the industry to the introduction of this important standard?
I believe now we see the things that are changing outside, outside the COP. We see a lot of movement in terms of company that want to show the commitment on climate change, and the possibility to express this commitment for products, for organizations is fundamental. It's fundamental to show their commitment, but also to create a correlation between the organization, the producer, and the consumer. And this is crucial. Only between the cooperation between consumer and producer we are able to move to change the market situation.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I know tomorrow you will tell us more about this at a side event here at the Italian Pavilion in Madrid, right?
Yes, 1:30.
1:30 Italian Pavilion. Please, if you are here in Madrid and you would like to hear more, join tomorrow's side event.
Thank you.
Thank you,
very much.
Daniele. Thank you very much for watching us.